All right, YouTube question. Thoughts on the Larry Wheels wife situation? Okay. Larry Wheels wife situation. Well, honestly, none of us truly knows their relationship. We really don't know. We just know based on what we see on camera. But based on what I've seen, I remember when Larry Wheels even engaged to his wife, his current wife. When Larry Wheels did the engagement video, gave the ring, the whole ring thing, then they say I do. The wife wasn't crying. The wife wasn't happy. The wife showed no emotion whatsoever to Larry Wheels' proposal. And honestly, if the wife is not excited or happy about it, that's a sign already saying, well, or either she's not that emotional of a woman, or she doesn't love him like that. And we actually don't know. So that's a sign already. But based on and then fast forward the Rampage stuff, the woman, Larry's wife, when it was with Rampage, she was playing with her hair, adjusting herself, just fanning it. All signs that woman is into a guy. And honestly, I would say sometimes that's still bound to happen if a woman's attracted to a guy, even if they're with somebody else. Because, there's always going to be more competition from other guys, or a woman's always going to want another guy in a way, if even if they're with somebody. Just like a guy will still look at another woman. But that's another topic of I'm not going to get into. So that and so yeah, obviously you want your wife to only like you as a man, only be attracted to you, only love you, but it's not that much reality because there's always other men that are competing for the same prize or for another woman. And a woman would always want another guy, would always want a better guy at the end of the day, or get bored of the same guy. And the guy would always want another woman at the end of the day, and sometimes get bored of the same woman. But and the wife also being a gold digger. Well, honestly, majority of women want a guy who has money or could provide for them or could give them a good life. So a woman being a gold digger is not really, it's kind of the norm. Not that every woman wants a very rich man or anything like that, but women want a rich man. Women want a man who could provide for them. Similar to how a guy wants a beautiful woman, a woman they're attracted to. But then get Larry Wheels. He's streaming with people like Dean. When Rampage was making thirsty comments to his wife, Larry did nothing because Rampage is a MMA fighter, one of the best. And Larry, as strong as he is, he doesn't have the fight skill to slap Rampage. So he let Rampage make the comments on about his wife because Larry can't fight against a seasoned fighter who's been wrestling in top of MMA for over 30 years. But he was able to easily slap that small boxer Dean the Great because he's over double his size. So he, the the good fighter gets a pass. The small weakling, he can easily like, hey man, I'm still bigger, small, stronger than you. I can slap you, you know. And then all these other people, all these other young people, Larry is doing the streamers like Neon the Great and whoever the hell he is, Clavicular, all these other people. Like this one interview he went to with some guy with the crazy hair that's trying to be like a Howard Stern, calling him a CUCK. Yeah, all that stuff. You know. And Larry being a CUCK, I mean, I'm not going to talk about it because, I mean, I guess that's his preference. And maybe the drugs he's on, this PEDs, altered his brain a bit, trend. Maybe some other PEDs change his hormones, where he just had different preferences now. Or maybe something in his childhood, I don't know. But, and I personally think they're milking the fast forward to end this talk. I think Larry is using his wife to milk their chaotic relationship so they could get more views, and views turn into money. Views turn to relevancy, and relevancy turns into money. So Larry could be relevant again. So he's turned to streaming because that's what these young Gen Z kids are doing. And old ass man like Rampage is doing after his MMA. Streaming seems to be like the new sector of social media where you make money. And Larry has become a streamer, and he's using his dysfunctional relationship with his wife to get views, to be relevant, to make money, and you people comment and like it and share it. That's how they make income. So maybe they're just, I mean, Larry is smart in a way about business and giving the people what they want. So he's using his dysfunction with his wife. Some of it is scripted, some of it is not so far from the truth. But, you know, Larry is dominated powerlifting, got the 3 world records in 3 different weight classes. Then he became an IFBB pro, dabbled in strongman until he got injured, made arm wrestling popular again. So, he just wants to try new things. He just wants to get into just work on his business really, or maybe he's just bored. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's working because he's getting more views. He's diversifying his audience. He's becoming a little more mainstream. Even the Dean the Great guy, he made DJ Vlad on YouTube. So if he made DJ Vlad on YouTube, Dean the Great, and they were talking about Larry Wheels, that tells you it's getting a little more mainstream. And the Dean the Great got more followers, a lot more followers. All of that slap. So this degeneracy is what's getting views. And I'm not really saying much what other people like John Bravo, Greg Doucette, all these other people are not saying already. Except I'm not talking about the cuck stuff. I'm not talking about. Uh, I'm just saying based on my perspective and based on what we kind of know, even outside of, even outside of, you know, outside of what we see on camera. And yeah, Larry was not smart to not sign a prenup because anything could happen in the marriage, and he could be screwed out of his assets. He said, "Oh, I trust her. We're gonna be together forever." You never know, man. Larry, you would never know. That wasn't very smart. Nobody would ever know. You have to protect yourself, man.